Okay. What's up? And welcome to my Monday Night Raw review. A lot to say about this show tonight. Very newsworthy, especially going into WrestleMania, and matches are just coming in like clockwork right now, as we are, 3 weeks away from WrestleMania, I believe. This is the night after Fastlane, so this is a Fallout show, I guess, too. And since we're going to be just throwing matches together at Mania, let the numbers start to roll, I guess. But before I actually do talk about Monday Night Raw tonight, I do want to talk about the recent release of Andrade Cien Almas, who was released from the company last night. We know that Almas was requesting his release since last week, I believe, and was denied. But now his release has been granted. I don't think he has a 90-day compete clause, to what I've heard. I'm not really sure about that, but let me say this. Let's be honest. They weren't really doing with anything with him at this point, and he was just kind of sitting around. Some would say after they kind of got rid of Paul Heyman, as I don't think he was head of creative or something like that, but he did have a good influence, and almost was getting pushed. But once they brought in Bruce Pritchard, that quickly that really did quickly stop though. Okay, so he just kind of disappeared off TV at just I don't even remember what point in time, but I think it was after he lost that US title, and then they kind of made him and Garza a tag team, but that didn't go nowhere, and he disappeared again, and then they fired, Zelina Vega and whatnot. I know some people blame her for what happened with Almas. It's not technically her fault, though. She was fired from the company, yeah, but then again, she tried to do that whole union thing, and obviously that stuff was not going to fly with the company. There's a reason why nobody has not really picked her up right now, but she did try to bypass the whole Twitch thing, which, the whole third party service, which is still ridiculous, but she got made an example out of. And I just kind of thought, once she was gone, I said Almas is in big trouble, because there's a reason why he needed a manager. I know he does not, he doesn't speak that great of English on the microphone. He's not bad or anything, but there's a reason why he had a manager to begin with, and both of those two were a package deal. Okay. I will say about Almas, I could go on and talk about what he did in NXT, which was great, of course. I'm sure a lot of people were a big fan of that. I remember when he first came into NXT a few years ago, I hated his gimmick because the guy would look like a freaking Chippendale dancer out there after they took the mask off of him and whatnot. But, they gave him Vega, and it worked, and he was NXT champion, and he had some really banger matches with Rey Mysterio on SmackDown for a number of weeks also that were pretty good, too. I like those matches. But the question is now, where does Almas really go on from here? Obviously, we can't even call him Almas at this point. I guess he will, go back to being La Sombra again, to what he was before he came to the WWE. I don't think he's going to really put back on a mask again. We all know what he looks like at this point. But I'm sure the obvious guess is, of course, well, the obvious choice is AEW. I'm sure everybody named Mama's going to say AEW. But even you got to think about this. We can't send everybody that leaves the WWE, or, I don't want to call them a cast off or anything, too, but everybody that gets released or fired from the company, we all can't send them to the WWE and whatnot. But don't get me wrong, no. I'm sure he will maybe go to AEW, possibly. Like I said, I don't really know. Some say Vega maybe ended up joining with him, which, like I said, they work as a package deal. But it's kind of crazy. It's been past 90 days, and no one has not even tried to pick up Zelina Vega at this point. So that kind of tells you something in a way, because, like I said, a lot of companies ain't gonna go for that union stuff. There's a reason why, a union has never really been in wrestling and whatnot. Even Cody Rhodes said himself it would kill the business. I get it why it would need to be one, but at the same time, it wouldn't work all the way. Also, okay, and there's many reasons why it wouldn't work. But Almas, I'm sorry, I guess I should be, like I said, La Sombra and whatnot. One would think he would go to ROH, possibly because his buddy Rush is there, and obviously on Twitter, he has already been just retweeting and just showing multiple photos of them and Los Ingobernables. And, well, Ring of Honor, I don't know if it's like a 3-on-4 aspect going on with it. I think they're going against, Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal's crew and whatnot. So I can understand why they would need him. Or he may end up in New Japan, because I'm sure everybody's thinking to themselves, it's either ROH or New Japan. Like I just said, because it's mostly these two reasons. There you go. It's Ingobernable or Ingobernable de Japón. So what's gonna happen. Hey, come on, this guy made Naito. Okay, he's the one that brought Naito in the freaking group. All right, he got him in the Los Ingobernables and whatnot. He's like a head founder of LIJ, well not LIJ, that's Naito's thing, but just Los Ingobernables in general. So he's like one of the heads of it. My co say he may end up in MLW. Some would say Impact. You don't know where he'll end up. He might end up in NWA for all I know too. Because even I had an argument with somebody said with Ring of Honor, what's really going on in Ring of Honor right now? You think about it, unless you really follow the show. I don't even know a lot of noise they've made lately. I know they got a pay-per-view coming up. So, hey, he may be on the pay-per-view for Ring of Honor for all I know. So, we don't know where Almas will end up. Okay, so I want to say another thing too. I know everybody thought Charlotte may be going with him. Listen, all because he leaves and he wanted to leave. It's not like he was just fired unjustified or some other stuff. And like I said, I seen his statement, I see who he thanked and whatnot. He wanted to leave because he knew he wasn't really going nowhere. And I guess he just got tired of sitting and catering. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure the pay is great. Some would question why would you leave during a pandemic and everything, but he wants to do more and he wants to wrestle. So I'm not really gonna knock anybody for that. And stuff. But to think that people believe Charlotte was gonna leave, come on now, be honest with you. Say I saw these articles was saying, oh, if they released Almond, Charlotte said she was gonna leave the company too and whatnot. It's what we just now found out today, and I saw this during Raw. I looked on Twitter. She ended up having COVID. That's why she hasn't been on TV in about a week or two. According to Almas, I believe she may have 4 more days of COVID of going on 2-week quarantine. Speedy recovery to her and whatnot. Hope I'm sure hopefully she's okay and whatnot. To say with COVID and stuff, but I never believed she was gonna leave with him. Like, come on now. You think the WWE would be that crazy? You think Vince would be that crazy to let Charlotte go? The girl's been like what, freaking 12, 13-time champion already, and they've made her like the ultimate woman in that freaking company. She's damn near unstoppable half the time. Like I said, and don't get me wrong, Charlotte's a great wrestler, but I could see people, some would say the AEW smarks already would not want her there and whatnot. And don't get me wrong, people already get tired of seeing Charlotte on TV already. Like I said, never said she was a bad wrestler. I just think she's just pushed to the freaking moon or over pushed to the freaking moon, okay? But come on, I never really saw her leaving the WWE with Almas. All because she with dude, that didn't mean she was just going to drop everything and go. All because what? She's off the WrestleMania poster. So, yeah, at least we now know the answer tonight about that. She has COVID. That's why she hasn't been around. But I never really saw her leaving the WWE with Almas. Okay, so we'll see where he ends up. All right, but my best guess, I'm still going with ROH and New Japan. That's where I see him going. So in a way, I'm not really surprised by this release, but they didn't really know what to do with him for a while, and he was just sitting around. Some would blame him before they blame the company. Hey, you can do that if you want. So it's probably many reasons for what we don't know. Hey, for all we know, he'll probably have a shoot interview coming out soon about all this, okay? But we'll see where Almas ends up. We'll see what happens. But moving on into Monday Night Raw. With Mania being only 2-3 weeks away, it's time to load up matches. We do kick off the show with the WWE champion himself, Bobby Lashley, with MVP to go one-on-one with Sheamus, which we saw that last week in the main event of Raw. Why are we seeing this again? I don't know. For some reason, Shelton Benjamin, Cedric Alexander got involved, and MVP and Lashley were kind of questioning why they kept getting involved and whatnot. Even Lashley said, that not now, don't do that, which, Sheamus was set up for the bro kick. Cedric got involved, and then Lashley ended up, hitting him with a spine buster, put him in the hurt locked in after that. But, after he won, MVP started talking to the, rest of the hurt business, saying, like, why'd y'all come out there and get involved? Lashley don't need your help right now, okay? All right, because then, Drew came out for the save and knocked away the hurt business to, save Sheamus and whatnot. But, he says, y'all better make this right, okay? Y'all really better make this, right after they basically got scolded right now. It's tarnishing his legacy. And, y'all lost the tag titles, so, yeah, and you embarrassed Lashley. And I'm sure everybody's going to say this right now. I hope to God they don't break up the Hurt Business. I really, really don't. These guys haven't even been a team for a whole year. Like I said, I want to see them all hold the freaking gold. I know MVP's hurt right now, but this is a very stupid idea. This is a way of breaking up the Hurt Business, okay? Oh, Lashley and them don't want help now. I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, what are you trying to do, sub a face turn already or something? Do not break up the Hurt Business. Damn near one of the best freaking things you got on Monday Night Raw. It was odd enough taking the tag belts off of them last week, but man, don't have them get ready to turn on Lashley and end the whole crew. It ain't been a crew a whole year. Like, okay, so do not do that. That's a bad idea. That's a very bad freaking idea to break up the Hurt Business. But moving on though, yes, Asuka when it gets Peyton Royce, they play Peyton Royce's promo, which I still think it's funny that I seen everybody do these shoot interview pipe bomb promos on the network or Raw Talk or SmackDown. Is they got caught do the whole I'm being held down, and then what's funny when they cut these work shoot promos, everybody believes like this is the person that needs to be beating Asuka at WrestleMania. Like really, Peyton Royce. Don't get me wrong, she had a match with Asuka, which was okay at best. It really wasn't much to talk about, as my co-host says. Peyton Royce's stick. That's what I'm sure everybody was saying when I was looking on Twitter tonight. Just Peyton Royce, she's hot as hell. Don't get me wrong. If you gotta give Sean Spears one thing, is that he landed that. So gotta give him credit. One thing you gotta give Sean Spears for, he landed that. Okay. But nobody, I don't believe, really was even buying into Peyton Royce trying to beat Asuka. But it was okay though. But then the important part happened. Rhea Ripley made her Monday Night Raw debut, coming out there saying she's one of the greatest women's champions in history, and she's proven a point and everything. Charlotte was going to be challenging you, but Charlotte's not here right now. She's recovering from COVID, which, they don't really mention it that much. Well, they haven't mentioned it lately ever since Drew had caught the virus, and they've been telling people to get the vaccine, I guess. So they did say that she was COVID, and, there's no one else around. So basically says, I challenge you at WrestleMania for a shot at the women's title. Asuka started yelling to the mic, and she said, "You are not ready for Asuka." And Asuka accepted the match. Now I know some people are gonna say, what has Ripley really done to get a title shot and everything? Well, listen, who's left around right now? Charlotte's got COVID. Peyton Royce just lost. You got half the rest of the women in the freaking tag division. Yeah, Ripley almost won the Royal Rumble. Maybe they should have debuted her right after the Royal Rumble instead of like 3 weeks before Mania. But who is left really around on Monday Night Raw? Who is really credible enough to fight Asuka at WrestleMania? This is the most credible choice you got. This is going to be a great match at Mania. So, yeah, that's the most you could see from it, okay? Or if Charlotte comes back early, maybe it'll be a triple threat at WrestleMania, if all I know. But for right now, we got Asuka versus Rhea Ripley, and that's a great match on paper and for WrestleMania. You may not like how it's gotten into it or just there, but come on, who's left? Oh, well, who did Ripley beat? Who's there to beat? Who? Like, come on. Like, what? You can have a qualifier? Yeah, it would be nice if she just did some matches, but who else is going to face Asuka Mania? Come on. Think about that. Really think about that. So, Ripley is the obvious choice. Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre was in the back with Adam Pearce, basically asking for a match with the Hurt Business handicap match, and basically, it wouldn't make sense. So how about this? If he wins tonight, they're going to be barred from, at WrestleMania during the WWE title match, okay? Next, Miz and Morrison came out. It's amazing to me that this guy was the WWE champion almost 2 weeks ago, basically calling out Bad Bunny, of course, and Damian Priest, and, basically saying, talking about the WrestleMania poster and everything, why he's not on it. And, there's not a lot of guys around right now from, Lesnar to Cena to Taker. But, Miz is still here and whatnot. So, he challenged a match to Bad Bunny at WrestleMania. And, of course, they showed him hitting with the guitar last week. And then, next thing you know, we got Miz and Morrison, I guess, trying to rap again or have whatever bars about some rabbits, which they will have the world premiere the video next week. And like I said, this guy was the WWE champion 2 weeks ago. Basically, Miz challenged him, and then he said, he's going to take out Jeff Hardy tonight. Jeff basically says, you can't do this by yourself, and you need Morrison. So Miz got rid of him, and when Jeff tried to go for the twist of fate, Miz slipped out. pushed Jeff into the ropes, and then Skull Crusher finale and won. Next thing you know, Bad Bunny got a guitar and hit Miz in the back with the guitar, and then he says, I accept your match at WrestleMania. One thing to say from this, I hate what they're doing with Jeff. Man, I feel, and I'm sure maybe Jeff is okay with this, but man, Jeff Hardy deserves better. Even this makes me mad to see what they're doing with Jeff Hardy right now. Like I said, it's one of my, like, in my top 10, okay? So I really, really hate what they're doing with Jeff Hardy right now. I'm sick of seeing him lose, especially to the freaking Miz of all people. To clean. What clean? Makes no sense. But you already know Miz is gonna be going against Bad Bunny. I'm surprised it isn't a tag match, but it's gonna be at WrestleMania, folks. AJ Styles and Almost will come into the ring. Of course, Riddle and his scooter, calling him Skipper again, passed by. AJ and Almost was in the ring. Basically, they're facing New Day at WrestleMania. Scorpion and Sub-Zero came out, basically saying, you're not going to beat us and everything. And dude, what do you know about him? What do you know about Almost? Because we don't even know about this guy. Basically said, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite ice cream and stuff? A wrestler, which, AJ said, his favorite color is green. No, it's actually maroon. And, it's Andre the Giant and everything. And that was actually pretty funny how they were trying to see they don't know each other like that. And then AJ tried to do his own dance. Hey, J Rocks. Hey, J Rocks. Hey, J Rocks. Of course, I think I said this Friday, Eric Bischoff is going into the Hall of Fame. I think I already talked about that already. I know they show NWO clips also, but yeah, I say it makes sense to why Bischoff's going in the Hall of Fame, okay? Like I said, this guy was in the Monday Night War when it was WCW versus the WWF, and he was a main focal part of it, especially with the NWO and whatnot. And Bischoff was great as Raw general manager back then, too. So I could go on about Bischoff, but it's well-deserved that he is going into the Hall of Fame. I know the Hall of Fames look like a joke nowadays, but Bischoff is one of those people that do deserve it, though. So good on him. Other than the whole silly stuff, AJ and Kingston had a really great match out there, too. I liked when the counter from Trouble in Paradise going into a kick, that was great. Of course, Woods got involved, which AJ set up for the phenomenal forearm, but AJ caught him with an SOS and won. So, very fun match. I actually like that. Sheamus is backstage talking about what happened, with earlier with Lashley and all that. Sheamus says he lives for the fight. And next thing you know, McIntyre did have his back out there. It's called respect and everything, but next thing you know, he said he didn't ask for McIntyre's help or whatnot, and then, his ego sticking his nose in his business. Next thing you know, riddle me this, the Scooter Man himself, Matt Riddle, showed up, basically asking a whole bunch of questions. Riddle took not Riddle, but Sheamus took the scooter and hit Riddle in the gut with it, leave him on the ground. So, obviously, that sets up a U.S. title match, right? McIntyre went against Cedric and Shelton Benjamin. Good match. That kick at the end looked deadly. Let me say that. Really looked deadly. The freaking Claymore on Cedric. But then again, I don't know why they got these two losing. They lost the tag belts last week. Now they're losing again right here. And they haven't even tried to go back for the tag belts. I still think that was silly last week. They haven't even tried. At least like, hey, let's try to get our tag belts back. And then MVP yelled at Benjamin, Cedric losing again. And then Lashley said, since you can't get the job done, I'll find somebody that can. Next, he goes into the locker room, and basically it's the 24/7 crew and whatnot that chase after the title, saying, whoever can take out McIntyre before WrestleMania, you will get a shot at the WWE title, which is kind of odd, because then MVP and them earlier said that Lashley didn't need help. He didn't want anybody's help, especially from the Hurt Business, but now since the Hurt Business tried to make up and already fucking up out here, now you need help from the Job Squad crew that chase R. They can't even beat R-Truth for the 24/7 title at the time and do an accomplished job on that. What makes you think any of these guys gonna try to take out McIntyre and get a WWE title shot? Who? Ricochet? Tozawa? Humberto? Gabagulax himself? The Lucha guys? Come on now. These guys aren't even credible to take out McIntyre. So what makes you believe it's just his round? Now it's a bounty hunting mission. Like, we're doing bounty hunters, folks, okay? We just put a price on McIntyre's head. It's a price on his head. What makes you think any of these guys have a chance? What was next? Baszler, Jax, Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke. Don't really care. Lana and Naomi on commentary. The whole match, Reginald doing flip, 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 flip. Even Jax enjoying this. So, I have no idea where this is going. but Dana Brooke and him lost again. Reginald flips. He can flip, I'll give him that, but it's very distraction, and what's the point of it? As some people say, this ain't Circuit de Sol out there. I think I said that right. Circuit de Sol, Circuit. You know what I mean, okay? It's a bunch of flips and stuff. Shane McMahon was in the ring with Elias and Jackson Riker to talk about Braun Strowman as they sang a song about Braun is stupid. 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 As Randy Orton would say. Stupid. 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 Fun song. No, I'll give him that. Strowman came out and said he's going to get Shane. Of course, we saw the same match. Braun Stupid himself. Went against Elias, basically the same match from last night. The only difference is we've added train noises to Strowman for some reason, and then it's like when he does a little run thing, the Strowman Express. So yeah, he's more powerful than a locomotive now for some reason. This nigga ain't Superman. What's going on with that? So choo 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 choo. Yeah, well, what's with that? I don't understand that, but yeah, he beat him up. Shane hit him with the crutch, and then Strowman challenged him to a match at WrestleMania. And we got like 3-4 I accepts throughout the whole night. But Shane McMahon, folks, Shane McMahon. Be funny if he went over though. In the final segment, Randy Orton came out, called out the Fiend. He watched him burn, and he came back last night. Tonight, the bullshit comes to an end. Bliss came out. Of course, Jack in the Box, the Fiend, shows up behind Randy Orton. Randy Orton takes the gasoline. He pours it onto the Fiend, the reptile, burnt, crispy version, House of the Dead, or whatever, Jason X, Jason Return from the Dead, Freddy Krueger. How many dead jokes you want to make from here, or even a Resident Evil joke if you have to. Basically, he poured it on him, but then next thing you know, he RKO'd him, looked at Bliss, Mandible Claw, Sister Abigail, looks at WrestleMania sign, and obviously it's going to be The Fiend versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. As of so far, we only know this is a regular match and not a funhouse match. I hope to God it's not a funhouse match. I don't want to see that, but I'm just sick of this feud. I already expressed my whole thing from it. I don't need to see another Funhouse match at WrestleMania. Then again, I don't even want to see a regular match from these guys after what they did in Mania a few years ago, okay? Listen, the only difference with Cena, all because it was the pandemic that was beginning, and they had to think of this quick. And Cena's not here as often, okay? Randy Orton's here every week. Cena, we already know he's doing movies and commercials and whatnot. I don't even think he's even going to make it to WrestleMania this year. You don't even have Taker this year at WrestleMania, so you're already in trouble when you think about it, okay? But, yeah, this Orton Fiend, I'm just sick of this feud. I just want it to end. I don't care about it at this point. I just want it to be done, okay? I want it done. I'm just sick of it. That's how tired I am of this feud. It's gotten ridiculous. And, it's funny that people actually called to debate me and my co-host of why we didn't like the Funhouse, and we pissed off people doing that. Got a phone call from somebody I know. That debate's going to get finished soon enough, too. But, yeah, that is the case behind that. But, like I said, as of right now, it's a regular match. I don't want to see no cinematic match again. I just don't. You got fans this time at WrestleMania, okay? So, figure it out. Unless we do another Inferno match. I don't know. But other than that, I am done with this Raw review. Comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. We'll be back tomorrow for an Impact review. Check out my Fastlane review from last night that is uploaded online right now. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think about this show. Tell me what do you think about the Build the Mania and all these matches coming from all over the place. And tell me what do you think about Andrade Cien Almas's release, okay? So who will he join? I don't know. I'm sure people thinking this or this or this. Whatever happens, I don't know. But other than that, I'm out. Later. Who will he join? This will he join, or will he join this? I'm playing around with it, but I'm sure everybody wants to take a guess on that. So I don't know. I'm out. See you guys later. Peace. Keep it tranquilo. I just wanted to do that.